Welcome to the Hampshire 1900 start for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we are picking up on the 20th of August 1975, which is only a couple of months on from the end of the last part, simply because what I want to do in this part is something a little bit different. We need to keep an eye on the traffic jams. Those are the garbage dumps. In the last part we planned this electronics factory here. We've got a little bit of a problem here with getting a workforce out here. But at the moment, I'm fairly relaxed with this because one thing I do need to do is restructure Warstock a little bit, because we've got the clothing industry down here, which, to be honest, is not doing very much. You can see, so we've got quite a lot of workers in here who are not doing anything. And I think we've got more than a big enough surplus over here for this clothing factory to be shut down. But before I can do that, I'm going to need to restructure the shop supplies in this area. So I'm not going to do that in this part, because that's something that I can really do off camera, because it's just going to involve quite a lot of fiddly bits and pieces. Plus the fact that it will dovetail into when we bring Ferrum online. You can see we're getting very close now. We've still got a little bit of a problem here. I think this is now being built. Let me just check to make sure. See what. What's the walking? I said I clicked on excavator. Wait, excavator, don't. Yeah. So what we really need in here now, we're close enough now to start thinking about bringing in some chemicals to here. So we're going to need to set that up so that we can get a chemical supply. I suppose I can do that while I'm thinking about it, so that we'll be ready to go. At the very least, what I'm going to need to do is bring in a covered hole. And what we got here, that's open hole. Thank you, Gabe. So we're just going to buy a covered hole. I'm going to buy a fairly big one so that we don't run backwards and forwards too much. 4.2 tons. I think we'll go with the LZ 100. We'll just get that in, and hopefully next year, this is one of the reasons why I didn't push on too far, we'll be in a position to at least get some residents in here, because at the moment we're not growing, because we've kind of plateaued at the moment. And when you can see we've got 2,500 over 21s ready to go into here. And what we'll probably do is we'll populate this area. We still need to put the power supplies in as well. So that's something else we need to kind of work on. So the idea is that we'll get this area populated, probably in this area to begin with the food store here, with just enough population so that the that we got fire coverage and other bits and pieces. And then what we'll do is expand outwards. The only thing I'm noticing here that we don't have, ooh, it's an oversight, isn't it? We don't have a kindergarten or any schools. We got a hospital. We got the university, which we really need to set to 60%. Do this while I'm thinking about it. We need to reduce the workforce down to minimal. Maybe that's a bit too minimal. We've got sports. We got a cinema. I think these are all going to be in range of here. What we do need is a school and a kindergarten, don't we? Right. I think my instinct is we got a footpath there. So if I start with a relatively small kindergarten here, that would be fully connected in. Yeah, I think if we drop, we'll put a kindergarten in about here. It's got all the sanitation and water that we need. And it will also be connected up to there. I think to... Great, thank you, game. Why won't you Something tells me there's not a good connection there. Okay, so what would... well, we will go just a simple footpath there. You can get to there, so we can upgrade these footpaths and everything. So that's the kindergarten. And then what we'll do is we'll just drop in a schoolyard. Got a school over this side. In very, very close like that. And of course what we're going to need to do is get these guys on it. That's the road crew. I don't think you guys are... Oh, I don't know. You've got quite a few jobs to do, so what we'll do is add you. Cancel, don't want that. Get somebody on. Oops, don't want that. And I think what we can do to try and push this forward a little bit. How many jobs have you got? You don't have that much in the way of work. So you can work on that and that as well. Okay, you probably need some work done on these as well now. Just have to take a chance on them actually burning down. I seriously doubt that I've actually put the power cables in. I've got the heating to do, but we can get the local heating from here. So the other thing we're going to need to think about is fuel. But that's all we can do to move people in. I don't want to get distracted by that. The other good news is that we now have a fully electrified link between Warstock and Eastleigh. But I haven't really tested it yet, so I think it should work as far as I can tell. But the game could have a nasty habit of kind of getting stuck on the way through. Southampton is settled. Come on, game. Can you... Wow, it's taking longer and longer for those save games to go through. I think we've now... we've got trees growing up the centre of the thing. Yeah, we've now got the this area sorted out. So we've now got all our maintenance under control, which is really good. And generally we got our fire station is operational. I know it works because it has put a fire out here. Totton still needs quite a lot of work. The downside is that we're building these over here. I really do need to try and make sure that things don't get built. We've got to push the roads out. In fact, while we're here, I just want to check the road crew here. Just make sure they are still on the case. Yeah, you're still covering all these roads out here. There's a road link there which we need to finish. Missed that. You can come. Actually, I think what we'll do is we'll put you there and then trim you back. Just make sure we can come in like that, because these are technically service roads, so we need to build that in, which will give us our connection to the highway here. This technically needs to be one way. I suppose we could do this like this as well, just to set up the final solution. Like that. Because that's the way it's meant to look. Not that the traffic cares, because they can wander backwards and forwards, but that gets that sorted out from that point of view. We could completely make this into one way, but I'm not quite ready for that yet because we don't have the central bridge here. So at the moment the vehicle's going out this way, but not that we need it. We will be coming back to Lyndhurst in a little while because that's this project that I want to work on in this part, but First, we'll go down to the area here. We are slowly pulling this area together. We've still got quite a lot of work to do. I think what I will do is, since I'm not using these guys at the moment, we will asphalt in that bit of road there. Where's the road crew? The road crew is over here. Just make sure you do that. We will need to cancel this for the moment, or not demolish it, suspend. Up here we've now got the beginnings of this area here. We've got workers in. What we don't have is supplies. You guys are actually in walking range, are you? Yes, you are. That's the repair station, sorry. Looking at the wrong thing. This is our electronics area up here. You can see it's still a work in progress. It's going to speed the game up, actually. So we've got this area here. The track layers are doing their stuff here. I can't remember whether this line has been electrified yet. Let me just check. Not yet. Just make sure these guys are on the case. Can you build that and that, please? They finished the job out here. No, they haven't. Okay. Push you out that way. I need to keep those guys busy for this part. We've still got our accommodation out here, which I think is still... Oops, that's not finished. We need that built so that I can start moving in some overflow residents here. I think we can start hooking in these here, like that. This is the ground crew. You've hooked that up. Just make sure. Generally, this area is going good. One thing I have done, I can't remember if I actually mentioned this in the previous part, is we've now got a delivery link from Steel to Crawley up here. So we're now offsetting some of our costs with the steel because we are now actually doing it. And the other thing I'm also doing is we are exporting steel as well, I think. Just make sure. No, I'm sure we were exporting steel. No. Am I being delusional? Oh, there it is there. So far we've exported 900 tons of steel and we've made 4.1 million. So exporting steel was not as profitable as you'd get based on the assumption that you are, how can you put it, that you are going to, when you actually got to purchase it. Now, one thing, kind of problem that's looming in the future is our harvest here. We do need to get this going a lot more faster. I think because we're still only on September, I think what we'll do is, because this was shortened, is this the crop train? Oh, it's this guy up here, isn't it? I do really need to spend some time sorting out this, so we're gonna come this way. No carrying crops. Might take a little while. Grain storage. Why are you importing from the customs shed office? Ah, no. That's a mistake. Oh, of course, this burnt down, didn't it? And I didn't reassign it. Oh, that's an annoying factor. That's been costing. I wonder I was losing a bit of money. Oh, you were the emergency reserve. What are you doing here? I don't need you anymore. Okay, let me just... Haha. Those guys have been sat there twiddling their thumbs for a very long time, and it's quite good I found you, because I actually want those 3 buildings back. So we're going to delete you. All related vehicles, right? Where are you? Right, this guy's going to pick up the grain storage now. Yeah, we haven't really used last year's crops, and everything is all blocked up a bit. That's a bit of a pain in the neck, but that's okay. Look, you can see the swarm are going out now, because we've got, if we look in here, you can see that the fields are filling up with crops. So like, where is it? If we got a field that's fully harvested. Oh, that one's been... Field requires workers, mechanical, yep. If we look at some of these, oh no, these have probably been picked as well. Okay, so we are moving forward a little bit. So now to get to the new project. And it does relate to farming. Oops, thank you, game. And if I press here, you see what we've got here is a great big open space, which was going to be really great for farming. And what we've got here is Lyndhurst, which I want to make as an agricultural centre. But to do that, the first thing we got to do is get, I think this is Ringwood. Yeah, we've got to get Ringwood up and running. So what I want to do is develop Ringwood as an entry point, so that we can then go out this way. So we need to work on this area. And the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to come into here, and I researched this a very long time ago. And we're going to put down a foreign power connection here. Actually, we'll put it on this side. If I can. Oh, it's green, isn't it? Can I do it this side? No, it's going to have to be on this side. Okay, we're just going to have to turn you round. Like that. Pop you in about there, and you can see this has to be built. So and so what we're going to do is use a little bit of a short-term dodge, and this is one of the reasons why you make these foreign connectors. And if you're not sure why, if we go to, where's the technical university? The technical university is in Warstock. I know there's one there. If we go back to Warstock now and find the technical university. Oh, who actually researches that then? Let me just see. I thought it was the technical university. Let me just see. Oh no, it's the Soviet country for the power grid. So for Soviet countries, you've got to do it in the Omnibus HQ. If it's NATO, then it's the technical office. And so what we got to do here, actually, oh, now that's a problem. Wow, that's a major problem. Okay. We can research that power grid again. Right, so what is the situation? Let's go up to Warstock. How are we? Are we running out of prison space? No. Okay, let's just see the crime situation. Actually, no. I'm gonna ignore that. I know it's not particularly very good information. What we can do is bump you up to 60%. Right. What we've got here is a shortage of courthouse capacity. Where have we got unemployment? Actually, we got unemployment in Southampton. I think we've got big unemployment in Southampton, haven't we? Or a reasonable amount of unemployment in Southampton. We need to have another courthouse. Actually, no, we've got a courthouse here, haven't we? Yeah, this is a big, big oversight. Yep. Right, we've got, let me just see. Yeah, we've got spare capacity here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a courthouse. Yeah, this is the way that the game can get away from you if you're not paying attention. We want a full-size courthouse. Can I get that in there? Say behind the, like that. Actually, yeah, we can build a, yeah, this is the solution, right? What we're going to do is slot in a courthouse. You're going to be high priority. You're going to be high priority. And we're going to get you on it as well. Hopefully what we might be able to do, is there any footpath connections coming out the back here? We've got a footpath connection. No, okay, how about through there to there? Get rid of you, you're a waste of space. High priority. Get you on that. Get these guys busy as well. What this will do is just make sure you're well overloaded. We may have to deal with some overload problem as well. Let me just see, can we, I think what we might do is, well, if it's overloaded, we can take a power link off of there. We'll get this built. As I say, we got quite a lot of unemployment in this area, so this courthouse will suck up that unemployment, and if necessary we can bring in some workforce into here, and that will get that done. Right, we solved that problem, or I think I have. Back to what I was talking about here. So we've now built this, and what we're going to do is, and this is the reason why this video is called A New Start, because what we're going to do first is we're going to need a free, well, the first thing we're going to need is, let me just see, that road comes there. We're going to build a gravel road off of here like that. We're going to put down a free gas station. Please, game. This is where I've got to be a bit careful, because I'm going to need 3 buildings out here to, oh, forget it. Oh, come on, game. No, don't do this to me. Okay, got it. Yeah, we're going to need the 3 buildings to be able to do. You can see this is going to be 6 out of 7. So what I'm going to need to do is go round and find the 3 buildings and recover them. And what, actually, that's the wrong way round. I'm talking. It's got to be a free distribution office. Where are you? You go there. And then what we are going to need is, we've got a link there. Is this flat? Let me just see. It's not that flat, is it? Oh, well. Well, what we can do is we can just put what I'm going to... Right, so next thing we're going to need is a free depot. Actually, no, we can just buy... What we need is an oil tanker. We need a fairly big one. This is one of the problems of the game, is that you do these kind of low-level realistic starts and you forget what you need to do. I'm just going to get you going. Right, so we've got you going. Next thing we're going to need is the free construction office. Where are you? I'll put you there. Thank you, game. And what we're going to need is some storage. Let me just see. Aggregate. These are pretty good anyway, so... And what we're going to need is to store gravel in there. Right, we're just going to get you going. I'm going to set you to there. Wait for him to deliver the fuel. And what we're going to need here is... We're going to need a bulldozer. And I need 2 dumpers, max capacity. That's an LZ, that's 13 tons, that's 92, okay. Get 2 of those. And what I'm also going to need is a couple of dumpers in here as well. Actually, we'll start with... Because we're going to need to build roads. So I'm just going to buy a couple of those. Where are you going? Wait, no. I don't want you doing that. Cancel job. Go back there. I want you back there. Okay, research finished. That didn't take long. It's already assigned. We need gravel to there, to there. And I want you to get 80% into there, which is 180 tons. What I'm doing here is, what I want to do is do this road first. But in order to be able to lay the road here, we need fuel. We need the bulldozer here, and we need enough gravel in here to build this road here. And then once we've got the road built, we can then kind of dispose of this. And then we can start building the road out to here. And then what we're going to be doing then is planning our town here. But we'll just let these guys do their own thing, and we'll just go back over to Southampton, because the more I think about it, is this courthouse needs a little bit of a shove. Let me just see, just make sure we got all our resources operating on this here. Yep, you're all working. I suppose you just need time to get this thing together. Right, so let me just take a quick look at this. Okay, so we're now packing out our this guy. Right, let's just have a look at what my rail construction guys are doing here while we're... Okay, so you're working on... Where are you working? So you're working on these. And if you electrified all through here, it doesn't look like these bits have been electrified. Let me just check, because we're at the electrification stage now. So okay, so we need to electrify in that, and then this guy can come out here. So we need that set up so that they can electrify through here. I've got a feeling that the railways here is going to be ready a long time before we actually get the necessary here. So you can go there, there, there. And we've got the road crews working on those. I think what I will do for the moment is we're going to suspend the construction on these and this, because technically we don't really need this at the moment. And what I'd like is for these guys to be doing a little bit more of a contribution towards where they're going. What he's going to do is go all the way around there, back up that way. Maybe doing the one-way system here wasn't such a good idea. Which way are you going to go? Okay, you've opted to go that way. Unless he's going to another job here, which would be really nice. Pollution warning. Let me just see. We've still got quite a lot of food shortages, but I'm not exactly... The problem is that when you get to about 52,000, it will say there's over 1,000 people starving. But the problem is finding out where those are, because it could not be... Because we're not getting any messages. Just have a quick double check here. We're not getting any low happiness messages. Maybe it's time to zap that lot, actually. Yes, we're not getting any low happiness messages to say that what's developing is a more wider problem. Let me just see. Come back to Milford on Sea. This area is good. Whoops. I suppose what we can do is, I want this area now is ready. What we do need is the guy, make sure they're working on this. Where's the construction office? Ground crew's working on that. Just make sure you got it there as well. So we've now got this area here. These have got no drinking water, but that's no problem. We've got this area here. I don't think I'm going to set this up until we've got this built. One thing we can do is you need boards and electric components. How much? You've got 20 tons of boards, right? What we will do is, I thought I built a modern... That's electronics. That's electro components. Okay. I thought I built the modern electronics factory. Let me just look. I think I built the wrong factory here. That's the one we built. No. Electro components. No, it was electronics, wasn't it? That's electro components. You're producing 3.3. You're consuming 2.2. Oh, we haven't done that connection there either. Okay, no workers, resources, electro components. I think I've built the wrong factory here, but we're just going to have to live with it. What we're going to do here is buy... I think we're going to buy... What we got here? Capacity. We've got MZ404, 13 tons. Do we need 13 tons? You're 88 clock. I think we'll get 1, 2, 3 to start with these. You're going to pick up from here. That's a warehouse, so you're gonna have to pick up from here. And you are going to unload here and here. We'll start with 50%, and tucked in here somewhere is our board production. Where are you? Where is the board production? Okay. I'm waiting too long. Okay, pause. While we sort this out, and then we're... Okay. I knew it was in here somewhere, I just couldn't see it. That is a potential problem because this is not a very big store, but that's okay. I think we can live with that. Thank you, game. Train waiting too long. Where are you? Okay, we've got collision here. Okay, this guy is stuck. I think he's trying to build this, so... Okay, it's just... I think we'll just keep an eye on this guy and see what he's actually doing. When in doubt, follow the track builder. Okay, we've finally got here. Just see what he's actually doing. It'd be really great if he managed to finish this bit of track off and make the connection. So we can get this finished and just make sure he can... Oh, he didn't finish it. That's annoying, game. Is this bit being electrified? Let me just check. So this guy's just going to need to work on that one thing while we were coming out. I noticed this section of track here. So what I need to do is make sure that is allocated, because I certainly want this all built in. Can't do that bit, so we need this all built in so that we get the connection to this distribution office. Because what I'm going to need is this distribution office to do the donkey work with respect to moving between Warstock and Eastleigh. Let's get back over to Ringwood, and by now we should have... We've got 156 tons of gravel. It shouldn't take more than 156 tons of... That's only 36 tons, okay. What he should do now is come out. Yeah. They will pick up from the aggregate store and they will lay a gravel road. The one thing you can't do here is actually... How can you put it? One thing you can't do here is lay the asphalt, because if you like, for example, if you assign asphalt to there, which you can do, and we will be trying to asphalt out this way a little bit. In fact, I might as well assign it for the moment, because we're going to... Oops, asphalt. What am I doing? Oh, road connection doesn't exist. So we're going to build this link so that at least we've got a gravel road in here. Then what we're going to do is try and get the road crew working this way. In fact, it'd be nice if I could get... what is my road crew doing down here? I think this trouble with this guy is... He is... What are you doing? You've got a fair amount to do. Just make sure that we got... Yeah, so you've built this, you've built this. So where's the roads that you're building? You're building that. And you're building that, but that's not important. I think what we will do for the moment is... we need that built because we've got to work in this way towards Beauty and out that way, because that's going to be our main road that way. And these guys probably need that and that built and that built. The trouble is that these are too short for the for the road crew to do it by themselves. So what we're going to need is, this is the ground crew. We actually want the proper work guys. These guys are mainly in maintenance mode, so that's good. And you can work on that and that, get that done. What we're going to need to, I don't want to build out too far this way. Simply, we just want to make the basic connection. What I will do is we'll go there and asphalt. So I think we'll do a bit of asphalting. I certainly want to asphalt that road into here, because it's a little bit further than I would like, to be honest. Actually, is there a road connection here? Let me just see. We remove these nodes. What's there? Let me just remove that and that. That's a bit messy. Don't like that. There's something not right there. Let's just put you in again like that. That's better. Yeah, I got a feeling that wasn't a proper connection, and the problem is out here, if I make a mistake, we will have a bit of a problem. Okay, so we've got that here. Means that what we will need out here is a paver and a roller. So while we're working on planning this, we're going to need another construction office. Construction office, so we'll just tuck you out here. You guys can build this in, lay the gravel, get the connection, then this can go. Let's see what that traffic jam is. Okay, we've definitely got to sort out this fertilizer biowaste problem. That needs some special attention. Okay. I think we're gonna bump the priorities on this for the moment, and that needs to be high priorities. This has been built, but this hasn't. As I say, if we get this connection in here, we will be a little bit better off. Let me just check these signals. Say, once you get above, well, I'd say 40,000 population, you get to the point where you feel that you need eyes in the back of your head to just make sure what the game is actually doing. We can probably do that signal, because that doesn't need to be done. And we could probably put the chain signal there, and because these guys can go in and out from this side. Okay, so we've got that here, got that there. This is all needs to be built in. I think most of this is electrification again. Yep. There's just so much to think about. Right. I'm aware that I'm running out of time, and I know the video might be shorter than normal, but I've got the annual pleasure today of going to do some Christmas shopping. I did try and get out of it, but my wife is having none of it. I'll be completely upfront. I would love to do all my Christmas shopping online, but my wife kind of feels it's a bit of a tradition that we go and do the Christmas shopping together, if that makes sense. So that's what I've got to look forward to today. Let me see. Was just anything else that we can check on? Let's just check the deliveries with the electronics side here. And where is it? We got a full 13 tons of the plastics and chemicals and that. Right. Question is, yeah, we got a train, haven't we? Here. Got this depot here. So what we're going to need is some wagons. We got Mr. Dinky here, so we're going to need some kind of what we call it, wagons. I think we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Pick up Mr. Dinky here. Get rid of your route here. You're going to pick up vehicles from here. And you are going to deliver them to here. And off you go. And what I will do is buy an electric locomotive here. Which ones are we using at the moment? I'd like to try and standardize the locomotives that we're using. Looks like I managed to get a CH54, and they're both roughly the same price. So I think we will standardize on the CHS4. Yep, so if I do that and come to here, where's the set you as a replacement? Do that. We're gonna have to find some way to get out of these, replace the steam trains. We'll replace you because there's only one of those as well. Oh, you're still around. Who are you? Where are you? Okay. I don't think you're doing anything. Let me just see. No, you're not. Do I need these guys? That's a $6 million question. Because you're not laying any track and you're a bit too slow to do anything. I think we're going to shut you down. Actually, there's an easier way to shut this down, actually. Trouble is, to get rid of this guy from here, we would have to send you all the way to Warstock. Because this is the only place where we can scrap the train, but I don't like having to pay to remove them, so that wipes out the workforce. We're gonna have to find some way to recover some of the resources from here, but what we will do is, looks like I took off the the actual, let me just see, you don't have an attached yard, do you? No, you just got that there. Now, I don't really want to demolish this at the moment because we've got perfectly good resources in here which we could use. And also, if I knock it down with fuel in, we will get, we will get hazardous waste. I'll think about that. I might leave it there just in case I need to do some contingency work. So what was I think? Yeah. So what we're going to do is This is now built. We need this built. Once this is built, we can get we can set up the route to deliver to here, which will drop off the mech. We need mech components in here, electro components, which we'll bring in from the custom shed, plastics and chemicals. So we will need to set this up, and then so that we can then create electronics and electrical components, because I messed up. This will produce 2.7 tons of electronics, but it needs 2.2 tons of electro components. That means that we're going to get a surplus here, which is not going to be a loss, because we will be able to, how can you put it, we will be able to use those as for laying track, because we've got a lot more track to lay out here. Anyway, just to finish off, we're going to go up to Ringwood and see if they've actually built the road. These guys have now started on this road here. Of course, we've got this little bit of road here that will need to be built, but that's okay, because we can come back and retrofit this later on. So we've got these guys out here now. Actually, they've got asphalt. Great, thank you, game. Get the asphalt crew on there. And we were also going to need a, because we got no workforce out here, we're going to need a paver and a roller. What we got here? 1940 speed 8. I think the D1211 will be quite nice. These guys can now also pick up asphalt when they need to. Yep. Push you to 2,000 meters to begin with. And what we'll do is just let these guys start the process of building our new road out here. I mean, eventually, but what I will need to do now is literally go round and find out where all my all the free buildings are. I don't think there's a filter. Let me just see. List buildings, entire map, just show all, but I don't think we've actually got a filter option here. So what I'd have to do is construction office, and then somehow I'd have to look for the free ones, which could be a challenge. Anyway, this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.